We've got the wavy man himself. Look at this.
I just got a trim, so it is problems right now. Let's do this.
If you listen, if you ever on Gracious's
Come on,
IG stories,
come on.
As soon as he has the trim,
Wave cap.
he has to walk outside when he's feeling fresher than a daisy.
Come on, listen. All right. I'm with it.
All right.
What's going on?
You know, man, they must go to the barber and say, I want the gracious.
Listen, it's called the gracious way. So right now, man, them go there and they say, I need to get right. So, you know, we get the gracious way, B.
Yeah, man. Bro, welcome back, my brother.
Thank you, man. It's good to be back. You know, we had a lot of immensely positive feedback from the last time we sat down and had this conversation. So, yeah.
Lots happened since then, man.
I know.
Big man things.
I know. Man's all taking up the mantle and that. Boy, what, we're gonna dive right in there? Or?
That's the most significant change.
Okay.
Okay, so you're now a married man.
Now a married man. Done.
Congratulations.
Done. So, yeah, man, that's been the biggest change since the last conversation. Thinking out loud, a lot of the things I was sad about and depressed over have kind of saw light. So that has been the biggest jump. Mm-hmm. And it's nice. It's nice to be able to come here with progression. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like a lot of the times, you know, people might not necessarily want to come back because they don't feel as though they've actually moved forward. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're having continuation of the same combo as opposed to that progressive part of the conversation. So,
you're progressing in life, man.
Don't forget, life, like no day is the same. Mm-hmm. So, like, if no day is the same, why do you remain the same? Mm-hmm. Like, I feel like people don't realize that life and growth is daily, it's constant. 5 minutes wasn't the same. So, if you're in the same position, if you're in the same financial struggle, whatnot, you gotta try and change that. Because no day is the same. So why's your bank account got to stay the same? You get me? Yeah. So
married, right? Mm-hmm. So bro, I've got a couple of friends who are married. Mm-hmm. Actually, wait, Andre, your brother's married as well, isn't it? So like his brother,
Mm-hmm.
I know his brother is my friend, innit? Mm-hmm. So he was saying, I've got a little brother who's he's just 17. So it's like all this information. Like I was thinking, like when I was 17, there weren't man them who were talking about certain things, like we weren't catching them jewels, bro. Yeah. But one thing I've been told, and I don't know if it's applicable all across the board, is marriage is a blessing, but it's not easy. How do you see it?
It's not easy if you marry the wrong person.
So you think it's about the person you marry?
100%. 100%. Like
marriage. Wait, sorry. How long were you and your wife been together for?
Wife?
Yeah.
Like married couple?
No. How long have you lot been together for in total?
7 years.
So that may be what it is.
Yeah, but don't forget, timing is everything. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of the times people jump into marriages, and obviously if you come from the perspective of this is a lifelong commitment, you're gonna want to get it right, you know what I'm saying? Because fair play, everyone has their style. You've got fairy tale weddings, you've got, you know, weddings that happen in 3 months, you've got weddings that happen in 10 years, but it has to be right for you. I think what people do is they allow other people to dictate when it's time for them to get married, you get what I'm saying? So for me, I feel like a relationship and an engagement are very different, because a relationship is like, okay, you know, you're with her, you know, she might go home, you go home, and everything crisp, but then you see when you get engaged, I think that is the test where people can see if they're going to get married or not. Because if you pre it, when you're engaged, if you actually look for it, she starts to change. But people don't see that. Like a lengthy engagement will show you a lot of things. Like people just actually look at the engagement process and the engagement period as you're engaged, and you're planning to have a wedding, as opposed to looking at it for what it is. And what it is a time to understand who you're going to spend the rest of your life with, or who you intend to spend the rest of your life with. So it's like, you're engaged now, you're saving for your wedding or whatnot, or you're going through your issues and whatnot. You're going to see how she deals with things. You're going to see how you deal with things. Like my wife, she's very forward thinking. So I might think for 5 days, she's thinking for 5 years. So I'm noticing that and I'm thinking, boy, maybe you need to deal with the peas, because your mindset is very far ahead. Whereas I'd be the creative. So she'd have an idea and I could expand on that idea. So she would be like, okay, cool. So you're the one who thinks big, like let's think da-da-da-da. And okay, she's the one who can manage what comes out of the thinking big, you know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to really find the person you gel with and connect with. And that is in the engagement period. Like a lot of people just think you get engaged and that's it. No, she's not the wife, girlfriend no more. She is the wife to be. You are the husband to be. If you're struggling for peas, she's looking like, if she actually takes that engagement period seriously, she's going to be analysing without knowing, how do you deal with financial struggle? Like, are you willing to get the extra job? Or are you willing to just
sit your hands and just wait?
You understand? Because realistically, if I'm looking at you like, yeah, the head of my house, if you're coming from a biblical standpoint, or my kids are going to be preeing you, when stuff gets hard, like Pops is meant to go out and start going ham. Mum and Dad are meant to, you know, divide and conquer, each individually in their sectors, how they can. It's techie, innit? It's mad techie. It's mad techie.
For you, right? And I don't know if we've touched on this, right? Or if you want to speak on it. Music financially, like, I know you get shows.
Yeah.
But they're here, there, right? When you're in that period of like the engagement, I didn't even know you was engaged. I just woke up one day, I just saw the IG post. I was like, gracious, the guy, bro. But when you're in that engagement period, did you feel that you had to step up more as a man? Because now she's been with you at that point, maybe like 5-6 years, but you've got to really, as you said, go ham.
Yeah, 100%.
And was that difficult?
Yeah, 100%. Like, don't forget, the mind, you torture yourself. Before you think she tortures you, you torture yourself. So if you don't feel like you need to get up and grind, there might be something wrong. Like, I'll look into the camera and tell you that there might be. Like, at the end of the day, like, you're taking on like a woman. And we're in a time now, especially, that women don't need a man. They want one. Once upon a time, like, they needed a man, you get what I'm saying? Like, he had to bring home like the bacon. Now women can bring home steak. So it's kind of like, what do I need you for apart from the obvious? And they can, like,
that's the only way if they need that.
Just what I'm saying. Like, they can get test tube baby. They can do so many things without a man. So it's like, what do I need you for? So now the want comes into it, because people don't want to be alone.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to be 70 and alone. You know what I'm saying? So the want, but I want you to be a man. Like, you see how they got independent women and boss bitches and all this rare. I actually believe that they're subconscious. The reason why there's friction between them and a lot of the guys they may interact with is because the guys aren't leveling up. Beyonce doesn't need Jay-Z, but because he's a boss, she just naturally, she rates him, she respects him, she's in awe of him. She's like, yeah, like he shuts down, because she can shut everything down herself. But when you step up and you show that, you know, you're willing to go the extra mile, or you've got your own hustle, you've got your ambition set up, and that an independent woman, a strong woman, will open the door and give you leeway. But then if you're just on a little man thing, like, yeah, like the mental torture, you do it yourself, bro. As a man, like, you want to provide, innit? Like, you don't want to like get into a situation with a female and you don't have your own. What's that? Like, my mother told me, don't move into a woman's house, you know, car.
That's the end.
Come on, listen, you're moving to a house here.
You're finished.
And you buy the this is real life for you now. Yeah, you move to a house, you buy the furniture, you buy the TV and whatever. You have an argument, show to get out. You start looking at everything you've done in the house. Have your own. Like people think it's life skills, innit? Don't get engaged to a girl if you don't have a plan. Have some stacks. Like, don't learn the hard way, because don't forget, she's in the process of, oh my days, I'm getting married. She's planning, and then you're thinking, all I did was like propose. Nah, bro. Nah, my brother, nah. Be forward thinking. Have a plan. Like, man, them have a driving license. People think it's that little idiot thing. Have a driving license, bro. Like, have a little job. Have a 1 stack, maybe a 2, maybe a 5 stack. Like, just prepare yourself a bit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you want to
and then you scale up.
Yeah. Like, it's hard to start at zero.
I was about to say that.
Start at the bottom, like ground zero, and then be in that kind of committed relationship. That level to try and get married, you know what I'm saying?
It's additional pressure. It can happen, but it's additional
Yeah,
stress.
do you know what I'm saying? And it's additional pressure, forget from her, from you. Because at the end of the day, like, a man is man. And obviously, she might just accidentally do things that are going to make you even more think, oh shit, like, I need to pattern myself up. This is all crazy.
Example is, I want to go, we should go on holiday. And you're thinking like,
Man ain't got peas.
Man ain't got peas. And then she's like,
oh,
okay, well, I'll go with my girls.
Samaza. And sometimes, sometimes the wickedest thing is, imagine this, yeah, she might want to go with her girls, and you're like, yeah, cool, do your thing, like, da-da-da-da. Because you necessarily don't think you could actually provide that escapism, you know what I'm saying? So she now goes with her girls, she has an amazing time, but she wants to go with you. Do the shifts. Like, when music got tight, I started working on the rails. Working on the railways. Railway was paying good peas. It wasn't a passion, but you got down and dirty. Like, I remember I messaged Bashy. I was like, yo, like,
To the buses, isn't it?
yeah, I said, holla at me, please. Holla at me, please. And he was like, yeah, no problem. He had just got the 24 gig. Then he was like, no problem. About 2 days of plat. I said, you think holla? I said, it's prick, bro. You think holla at me? Bear. I'm in bed now. Boom, got one international number. I was thinking, bro, who do I owe money? Like, what's going on? He's like, yo, what's going on? It's Bash. I'm like, who? He's like, Bash. I'm like, bruv, who's this, bruv? He goes, bruv, you sleeping? I was like, no. He goes, it's Bashy. I said, yo, what's going on? What going on? Like, what's happening? He said, yeah, he told me to phone you. I'm just getting a connecting flight, man. Like, I said, I'll make sure I phone you. So I'm like, shit. I didn't plan past the phone me part. So he was like, yeah, chat to me, man. Like, I got like an hour. I'll go on. I just said, bro, how did you work? And he was like, what do you mean? I goes, bruv, how did you work? And he was just ruthless, bruv. He was just like, what, you feeling like a failure? And I was like, yeah, man. And he was like, oh, what, you feeling like, you know, it's over? And I was like, yeah, man. And he was like, yeah, fuck with that, man. It's cool. And I was like, well, I'm like, bro, I'm pouring my heart at you. And he was like, no, bruv, don't worry about that, man. It's cool, man. Do what you got to do. I'm like, bruv. And he broke it down. And he's like, I can speak like this because I've done it. I've been through it. He goes, you work nights. People don't see you. Write your bars in the welfare van, on the track, whatever. Write your bars. He was like, look, like, I was driving a bus. So imagine that. I've just done chopper chops, bear, lollipops, rare. I'm driving a bus. Used to come in the bus. Hey, you Bashy? He's thinking, bruv, I just want to drive the bus into you know what I'm saying? Just drive the bus into the road and just, we're all gone in it. Because like, it's soul destroying. When you're creative, when you have you have a passion for something, and from the bottom of your stomach, you know, you can't sleep or you can't eat without that thing. You have to do this thing. Like, it does become soul destroying when you're shoveling, you're doing labor. Even if you're doing supervising or cousin, controller of site safety, where you watch other people, or you're a crane controller or whatever, at the end of the day, it's not your passion, so you think you could be doing other things. But then a lot of the times we focus on what we don't have and what we do have. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying to myself, oh, I need to get my Instagram up and da-da-da-da, I need a photographer. I've got a camera in my house. So now, as you lot might not see, all day I've been riding around with this little Canon, taking bare pictures, saying, hold on, I've got a camera. Why am I always looking for what I don't have? So he talking to him, and he said at the same time he was a postman. And he says,
Really?
yeah, he said he was a postman and a bus driver.
I knew the bus driver thing. I didn't know.
He said, like, we've all got bills. He was like, music weren't paying. What? He was like, look, anyone who's laughing at you isn't the people you're selling your music to. Like, if they're laughing at you, what, you work on the rails, or you drive a bus. Yeah, what's popping? What, yeah, of course. You gonna pay my bills? And when you pick them up like that, they're like, oh. But then the moment they're like, oh, you work on the railway, you worked on the railway, or did you drive a bus? And you kind of feel some type of way about that within yourself, and you hide that. That's when it gives them more ammunition to try and just buzz off you. Do you know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, no one should buzz off you for doing what you got to do. You're getting married, or you're trying to buy a house, or you got kids, or music. When you're trying to build, it don't pay. It can pay. It can pay immensely. But when you're in that weird transition stage, it doesn't pay. So if it doesn't pay, what are you going to do? You're just going to wait. And then if you're getting married, what are you going to wait? Like, some other.
Do you know what's real, bro? And it's like, probably 3 artists I know. They told me, they said, bro, listen, I'm going to be honest, man. I had to go and sign on a couple of times. Like, it was like, it was that real. And the thing is like, the mentality is, waste, man. We don't do this. The reality is that the thing that you're doing isn't affording you to not do the other thing. It's like, if you're a millionaire, why would you shop for? You'll say there's something psychologically wrong because your needs are met.
Yeah.
But that whole thing of like, and I feel sometimes we got to kind of like peel it back. Like, look, we have to work, man. Like, it's mad to think that it's embarrassing to have a job.
Don't forget the gram is not healthy, man. Like even as a grown up, you're looking at images of little YGs, 18K Rolexes, Balenciagas. My biggest struggle growing up was how to get a pair of 110s, TNs.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah.
So now,
and that was just a stunt to the man them in college.
Now, man, I got Alexander McQueen's. And I'm thinking, bruv, who's your influences? Like, the people out there on the roads are going there and trapping, doing fraud, they're jogging, they're robbing people to get rich, try and portray that lifestyle just for likes. Who are your influences? Like, so social media has a lot of pressures on people. So if we're living on the gram, imagine you're at a show, like, there's 1,000 people or 5,000 people, and you've put that out. It looks better than the reality of what it could be. So now imagine you're gonna put up a picture of you in your fireman costume, your oranges costume, or your bus driver costume. You're thinking, nah, dog, man's comments is gonna be a mess. And you wanna keep the gram pleased because the mentality we have, the Instagram social media is dangerous. Like, I have a group of people and we talk about this a lot, the pressures of social media that has on the YGs, bruv. Like, the things they're going out and doing to keep up with the gram. Like, people making these parody pages or these crazy, insane, like, comedy pages and, like, going and fly kicking people through, and everyone's giggling, bro. You think you could fly kick man once upon a time? Bro, I'll run you down. But now that's funny. That's comedy. It's a sketch. Yeah, no, it's just, yeah. Then when man want to shoot you, you say, no, it's YouTube. You know what I'm saying? It's a bit like the lengths we're going to, the extreme lengths we're going to in order to stand out. Yeah, is a problem. Yeah, just Bashy was like, bruv, anyone who's laughing at you, anyone who's dissing you, anyone who's trying to make a joke, they're not the people you're serving, not the people you're servicing. Then he started telling me stories about, Viola Davis. She's now the highest paid actress. I think in like a TV sitcom or whatnot. He was like, when she was sleeping in her house, like, she has to, I think they have to tie scarves around her necks to keep the rats from but humble beginnings. He said there's always a point in life, yeah, where it's either you sink or you know what I'm saying, swim. And he goes, when you swim, that's when you pop.